Meatball George, how are you today?
Oops, my camera just fell.
See if I can do a poll. All right, well, that was fun.
John, the first day of training camp for the Bills.
Yeah, finally. It's been a long summer.
And what was our news today?
Well, hold on. Hold on. We want to make sure we mention we have an older brother who is not a Buffalo brother, but an actual brother. It's his birthday.
Yeah,
And
he's a big brother.
he's the older brother, right? And since he's the only one who ever watches these things, we want to make sure we say happy birthday to Bob.
Happy birthday. But as you know, and I know, he's a Miami Dolphin fan.
Well, I know, but he's the only person who we know watches. So
Well, at least we got one watcher. There. That's
listen,
it.
if there's somebody else out there watching, you let us know when it's your birthday, and we'll.
Yeah, we'll give you a shout out. Yeah, Bob's probably going to watch this, and then he laughs at us.
All right. So what happened today? So the only thing I remember is the news on Himes.
That's a big one. He was our kick returner, out for the season.
Yeah.
I read how it happened.
Oh boy. Did it
He
have
was
anything to do with
he
a man
was
and a woman?
no, it was water skiing. He
Oh.
was on those ski jets,
Oh. Okay.
those water ski jets, like
Yeah. Yeah.
skidoos kind of thing. And somebody crashed into him, screwed up his knee.
Oh
But
man.
he didn't do anything. It's just a freak accident.
Now there's a fellow that almost certainly would have made the team, and if not our team, would be on a team this year.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not just saying this. Oh, it's too bad for Buffalo Bills. Oh, I'm saying no. He seemed like a nice guy,
Yeah.
and you don't want to see somebody's career. God forbid it comes to an end or something. I hope not. But
Shortened.
there's some freak. He's just having a little fun in the water with his buddies, and that's got to happen. So Naheem, if you're listening to us, which I doubt, but I'd like it. We're here for you.
Yeah, we're here for you. We feel bad for you, brother. All right. So it's out for a year, right? That was there's no hope for him coming back this year.
Well, I don't know, but that's
I believe that's what I saw. I think so.
that's what I'm hearing as well. But I haven't actually heard the extent of the injury, just that it's a knee injury. So, who really knows till we hear more.
All right. We,
He's not going to open the season as our kick returner.
I know we've got an agenda here. We didn't even talk about because we haven't done a video in some time.
Yeah.
You've been having some stuff happen, so it just too much going on this summer. We just weren't able to get together. But any quick thoughts on the Stefan Diggs, whatever you want to call it, party?
Me personally, I think it's a lot of nothing. There are so many wide receivers that have so many ego issues throughout the NFL, not currently, but over the years and decades. It's just another one. The guy wants to win. The guy is a great athlete. And whatever problem or issue he was having, sounds like he was really yelling at the coach. And it seems like it's gotten worked out. Let's hope so. But I don't know if he was upset with Dorsey. Was he upset with Josh Allen? Who knows? We may never know. We know that Josh Allen said, "Oh, I know I've got to do better." So that it sounds like there may have been some kind of communication issue between him and Josh, or maybe him, Josh, and Dorsey. Yeah. But whatever it is, they're professionals, and I think once the first kickoff goes, it all goes away. I really do.
So speaking of the first kickoff, we are only a couple weeks away of the first preseason game.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you explain what our agenda is tonight, what the show is going to be about here, our podcast, whatever.
Well, we thought we'd look at the team instead of going through every player or go over what we predict the records. I mean, we don't even know who's going to be on the team. Yeah, we probably know the majority of the team, but look at today's news. Nyheim Hines is out. So there goes a definite 53-man roster roster
Yeah,
character.
Watch
So,
it, yeah, for sure.
so what we're going to do is talk about, like, let's look at both sides of the ball and look at players. The player we think may be an up and coming star, a player that we think this is a time to put up or shut up, a player that could be definitely comeback player of the year, and I'm talking about for the Bills, a player that might be an MVP character, and if not for the league, but maybe as the team MVP player. And we're going to look at that on offense and on defense, and then a quick recap of like where we think the Bills' strengths are on offense and defense, and where we think we still may have a weakness, and we're going to watch that in preseason to see how they handle it.
Okay. Do you want to start with offense or defense?
Well, I don't really care. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Let's start with defense.
Okay.
There's a lot going on with the.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the player and each one of the categories we talked about, or do you want to talk about the defense in general, like where we think the strengths are, or where we think that?
Those categories sounded fun.
All right. So let's do who we think is an up and coming star on the defense.
All right, up and coming. You know what? I don't know how much of a going out on a limb this is, but I'm gonna go with the rookie linebacker.
Okay, well, which rookie? Last year's rookie linebacker or this year's rookie linebacker?
Well, you know what?
I think there's going to be a battle there.
I do too, and I'm just giving a hot take. I'm thinking, is it Dorian Williams? He wins the spot. I think he starts game one. Game one as a middle linebacker.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got up and comer, right?
Yeah. All right. That's your pick for up and coming star. Are you writing them down?
Yeah. Well, I'm at least writing down the category so we could remember offense and defense. Same again.
Well, you may as well write down who you pick and who I pick.
Okay.
I'm going to give you who I pick.
Yeah.
I think Kyer Elam.
All right.
I think last year Kyer Elam came out as a rookie, and I think he started cautious,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't have Trey White on the other side for most of the year, and you were looking at other players that really were like seventh round picks or undrafted free agents. They maybe have been around for a little while, but the balls were coming his way as a rookie. And I think by the end of the year, he started to show some things. He got an interception or two. And now that Trey White is back, and I expect him to really be the Trey White of old, I think Kyer Elam's really going to secure that side of the cornerback position. And I think he's going to be a star for us.
All right.
That's my pick on defense.
You know what? I think that's great. I think you might be right. But it's that's going out there on a limb a little bit. He didn't start every game last year, right?
Yeah, he didn't even start the first game. They started another rookie, if you remember.
I do. So we have our up and comer on defense.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next category you want to talk about?
How about put up or shut up?
Ooh, that's a good one.
You know, it's time to like, what did I say? Before we scrape the frost, like we had Scott Frost in Nebraska, before we scrape the frost, let's see what you got. You know, you haven't showed it yet, but it's time. Maybe there've been glimpses, but it's time for you to show us who you are, or we got to find a replacement.
Well, I'll let you go first. I think I know who you're going to say, but you go first.
Okay, for me, I'm going to say it's Groot.
Yeah.
And to me, he showed some promise. Like his first year, he came off the line and he got an interception off of Patrick Mahomes. What a great play! It helped the Bills win that year in the regular season, and he was able to really put some pressure on the quarterback. And now under the tutelage of Von Miller, I still haven't seen anything, John. You know, it could be easy for me to say put up or shut up with Espinenza or Boogie Basham, but this is our guy on the other side of the line. They were so insecure, they went out and got Leonard Floyd. Yeah, Leonard Floyd is going to help again to cover Von Miller, who's out for maybe the first third or so of the year, maybe till their bye week. But when Von Miller comes back, is Leonard Floyd our guy on the other side? And Groot's sitting on the bench. We better find out. It's time to put up or shut up, Groot.
All right. So actually, I agree with you, and I would pick the same person.
You would, okay.
I would say the only caveat that I would say is that both of the fellas you mentioned, Boogie Basham and Espinoza, they were both second round picks.
Yeah.
I don't know if either of them have shown
anything to be a second round pick.
Second round, yeah. Now, unfortunately, Groot is a first round pick, and you expect more from your first round. I think he probably has shown more, but he hasn't been that leading sack candidate, whatever. So this year is his third year, and I think this is the year we discover exactly what is he. You know, we were talking before, but is he like a Mario Addison? Or is he more like a Jerry Jeudy? Is he?
Yes. Is he a guy that's going to get us 2 or 3 sacks, or if we got a guy that can get us 8 to 10 sacks,
Or 8 to double digits, but like or 14. Like he's a first round.
God forbid we should have a guy with 14 sacks a year. And if we did this last year, I would have told you it was Oliver that I would have said is a put up or shut up guy if this was last year. No. And I don't think Oliver did enough to be the put up that he put up, but because we decided to part ways with Tremaine Edmonds at linebacker, I don't think that they were willing to give up another starter on that front 7, and they kept Oliver instead of Tremaine. I think I would have kept Tremaine instead of Oliver, but.
Okay.
But that's last year's issue. This year, I'm saying it's Groot.
What's our next category here?
How about comeback player of the year?
Okay. Well, the defense definitely has some possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
If DeMar Hamlin plays even one snap,
you give it to him, yeah.
Yeah.
But the guy not only come back, but he came back from the dead, God forbid. The guy, he did. Let's put it. We haven't heard this out there, but that is what happened. The guy, what it sounds like is he died on the field. God bless the poor man. And he not only came back, he's been cleared to play. Now, whether he's going to play or when he's going to play, I don't know. But man, I'm really happy for the guy. And that's not my pick.
Yeah, I want to pick somebody in addition to him because that's
okay.
So I'm gonna go with, and it may be a little off because he did actually come back. Mm-hmm. I'm picking Trey White to return to his Pro Bowl form.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying that would be a comeback because although he did return to play last year, it took half a year, and then I don't know that he was necessarily the same player for several games. I am actually predicting that going into this season, he looks like his old self.
Right? John, I'm with you on that. I mean, that's not my pick, but it could have been if you didn't pick him. But if he comes back to be anywhere near where he was, that means the defense is going to have to pick on Kaiir Elam, and with McDermott being a more aggressive play caller than Leslie Frazier, I think they're going to take advantage of Kaiir Elam's ability to play man-to-man and be aggressive with receivers off the line. That's why I like Kaiir Elam as comeback player of the year, but no, not comeback player of the year. I'm sorry, for up-and-comer. But for comeback player for the year, for me, as long as you pick Trey White, I gotta say Micah Hyde.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, Micah Hyde coming off that ACL injury, missing almost the entire year. You know that had to be killing him not being in the playoffs, and watching Poyer out there try to do it all by himself with guys like that were.
They had one guy down the street.
Yeah, and they didn't have Hyde, they didn't have Trey White, and they had a rookie on the other side. And Poyer was trying to do everything. And I really think that was the Bills' biggest problem in the backfield, was that they just didn't have the experience that they needed. And I think this year that could, well, we'll go on to that. I think that I'm going to pick Micah Hyde as comeback player of the year.
All right. Is there another category? We've got up and comer, put up or shut up, and we've got comeback player. Did you want to do an MVP?
Yeah, and again, we can say this is an MVP for the league. You know, this is like an underdog kind of MVP, or we could call it the MVP on the team, whatever you want to call it. But who's really going to make the impact on that defense and really be the player that is driving everything?
I am going to say, oh, well, you go first.
No, that's all right. You're ready to go. Go ahead. I'll give you the first call. I don't care.
You know what? I was about to say Milano, but I'm trying to look at, look, I got him as my comeback player of the year. I'm going to say Trey White.
Okay.
I'm going to say Trey. Interesting note, the style of play of Elam versus the style of play of Trey White. They were using White at one point as the guy that would follow the receiver. So they might put him on the best receiver, and if he went to the left side, White would go left. If he was in the slot, White might stay. And they also didn't do that. And they also would keep him on one side. So it kind of depended on the game plan. But with Elam, maybe they got a guy. If he does indeed, if he's our what do you call him, the up and comer, he would indeed win that award. And White would return to form. That could be one heck of a backfield.
Sure. All right. So I love your pick on Milano, but that would not be my pick. Okay. And I like it, but it's not my pick, because the reason I wouldn't pick Milano is because other than Milano, who's going to be your other linebackers?
We don't know.
You're going to start a rookie, or you're going to start last year's rookie. You're going to start Tyrell Dotson.
Maybe.
So I think teams are going to be attacking those other linebacker areas. And if that's happening, then Milano's not going to be involved in enough of the plays. And so my pick, God forbid, I'm knocking on wood here, but I think it's going to be a super all-star Hall of Famer, Von Miller.
All right.
I mean, I think he's going to, if we can keep him healthy and on the field, John, what a difference maker he makes. Just the speed, the ability to bend his body, get into the face of these quarterbacks and make them throw the ball. We're not getting it from Groot. We're not getting it from Panessa. We're not getting it from Oliver. We're not getting it from Boogie Basham, but we are getting it from Von Miller. And with Leonard Floyd out there, I think Von Miller could be a potential MVP.
Okay.
So
we switch over to offense now?
Okay, let's do it.
So our first category on was who do we expect plan to be the up and comer?
Okay, well, we sure got some choices on that.
We do.
You know, I'm thinking as an up and comer, maybe I'm talking a rookie, a first or second year player, not like a longtime veteran. Or a person like that's been on the bench, but now he finally is on the, he finally made the A squad, you know, who could it be? And I think it's Gabe Davis.
Oh, okay.
I think he's in his contract year, and I think we're going to find out that he really is a number 2 receiver. And we got enough other receivers out there that Josh Allen can hit. And I think Gabe Davis is going to not let us down in his contract year. And I think that somebody, whether we keep him or if we don't keep him, somebody's going to pay him some big bucks. He's the up and comer. That's my pick.
All right. That's a good choice. I like that choice. I want to do a little bit more of a hot take,
Okay.
but shying away. I'm thinking either Cook, who isn't much of a hot take, or Hardy. Because boy, that would be something.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's not a rookie or a first year guy, but he's a guy who has had it. Although he's played well, has had a hard time getting his name out there. He's not really doesn't have a lot of name recognition.
Well, you got guys like Hardy, you got guys like Sherfield that came out of Miami. And the wide receiver is really he's a good wide receiver, but he couldn't get past Hill and Waddle. So you got some, if you want to look at the wide receivers, you certainly got some issues.
They brought in 2 running backs who they didn't exactly get them off the garbage pile, but I mean, these guys were almost out of the league.
Mm-hmm.
They were sitting around waiting for a call, and the Bills called them. So,
and don't forget, we picked up Dawson Kincaid, and we're not even talking about him. And the only reason I didn't pick him, John, is because the only reason I didn't pick him is because I just don't know. We don't use Dawson Knox enough. Are we going to use another one? Everybody's telling us about this guy could be a true number 2 receiver, and not only as a tight end, that can split him out, be a slot receiver, or whatever. And I'm sure that's all true, but I'll see it when I believe it.
Yeah, I think generally tight ends take a little bit longer to develop than, say, wide receivers. Although it's not uncommon for wide receivers to need a year.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see a lot of tight ends coming out and making a big impact. And you only see the occasional wide receiver do it.
Yeah.
But when they do, it's a big impact. Justin Jefferson. So
have a Travis Kelce on our team. Could this kid be a Travis Kelce or a George Kittle? An Ertz? I don't know. But will we use him, or is he going to play his rookie contract and go somewhere else and be an all-star?
Who's on there? Put up and shut up. Tom.
Yeah. Okay. Put up and shut up. You want to do it, or you want me to go?
You go first.
All right. Put up or shut up. Spencer Brown.
I anticipated you saying that. I was leaving that one for you.
Oh, I'm hearing all kinds of news now, all this problems in the past because of injuries, and now he's healthy, and we got a guard now to play inside him. We got that guy from Dallas. So now we got a better guard. All that stuff is true, but John, he hadn't done squat yet. All he does is let Josh Allen get squashed. When you watch our Bills and you watch Josh Allen, if he takes the ball and he decides to go back, where does he go? He goes back right. He goes from the center position and he goes back right to the sideline, that direction. And what does Spencer Brown do? He lets the defensive end get right around him and chase down, and there he is, right in Josh Allen's face. So put up or shut up Spencer Brown, or move on. And if it's injury issue, then he's like a Ford. Remember Ford?
I do. Cody Ford.
Put up or shut up. We hung on too long to him. Let's not hang on too long to Spencer Brown. Put up or shut up. This is the year. No more excuses, no more issues, no more anything. Tell me that there's another guy. Last year, it would have been McKenzie, and he failed. This year, it's Spencer Brown.
All right. I'm picking also offensive line, but I'm going to go with Bates.
Okay.
With Bates. Now, Bates, maybe he's not a starter. But
I've been hearing about Bates saying, well, maybe we won't be starting the new rookie that we just drafted in the second round. And Bates is going to take, and that's the way the Bills have been. They're more comfortable with veterans. I understand that. And then it's 3 or 4 games into the season before they decide to start the rookie, because the veteran couldn't do the job anyway. If the veteran could do the job, he'd have it already.
All right, I'm with you. Comeback player.
Comeback player, John, you ain't gonna like it when I say this.
All right, what do you got?
Josh Allen.
Okay.
The guy had 16 fumbles and 14 interceptions.
That's a lot of turnovers. 30 turnovers is a lot of turnovers.
John, when you look at plays during the season, how many offensive plays that they have? And now you got 30 of them that he either dropped the ball, whether he lost it or not, it's a dead play. Or he throws an interception. Not only is it a dead play, it's you just gave the other offense, a chance for another possession. Josh Allen has to stop that. As much as he is the guy that we have to rely on, we also have to fear, and I call him Cabbage Head, you know that. And it's time to stop that. That's just too many turnovers. And how many turnovers last year in the red zone when we were able to score? How many times could we not score even a field goal because he threw the ball an interception? How many times in the middle of in the center of the 50-yard line was he fumbling the ball? How many times did he take a sack? We didn't even talk about the sack. How many times did he take a sack on third down?
All right.
So for me, I think that, after this is Ken Dorsey's second year, and now they got him some additional offensive weapons and receivers and tight ends, and they upgraded the running back position. They upgraded the offensive line. It's time for him to have a comeback player of the year. And if he doesn't, next year is put up or shut up.
All right. See, so I just want to recap.
Mm-hmm.
Top 5, maybe top 3 quarterback in the league is going to be the comeback player.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's.
And what are you rating top 3 on? He's probably the top 1 for interceptions and fumbles.
Yeah.
Probably the top 1 for throwing interceptions in the red zone. He's probably the top 1 for getting sacked on third down. Yeah. What did he do for you?
Points, yards, passing, and yards running.
And what did he do in the playoffs?
Awesome. He was the offense.
Yeah.
So maybe I got 2 good pieces of information for you. Possibly with the improvement of the offensive line, if there is improvement with the change, maybe that will also help him eliminate some of these turnovers.
I hope so, because the problem I think that's a definite problem, but I also think that he just isn't bright enough.
Cabbage.
And I'm sorry if you're listening, Josh, I love you, but you're probably not listening anyway. You just don't have the mental ability. You just decide to go off on a tangent, throw a ball where there's nobody open, throw a ball to somebody open like McKenzie, but you throw it 6 feet over his head. You can't hit anybody that's under 6 feet tall. And John, it's just one kooky thing after another. I think we saw it on the sidelines with Diggs looking at him like, what the heck are you doing? That's my take. But you're right. If you look at those other stacks, he's a great quarterback.
All right. Comeback player of the year for me, I'm going to take Spencer Brown. I was thinking about Gabe Davis myself, although I don't know how much of a comeback that would be. But I'm thinking Spencer Brown now.
All right, so I'm with Spencer Brown is put up or shut up, and you're like, I think he's going to put up.
I think he's going to put up. All right. One other note about Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Goes into the season this year with something we've never seen before: a new girlfriend.
Yeah.
So maybe that's now they're going to eat different food. He's going to get different rest periods. Maybe he'll be, dare I say, a bit more satisfied.
Well, I'm concerned. She seems like a very nice young woman. She's a movie star. So he gave up his girlfriend from back in high school for years. And now he's in the limelight and he's got a movie star girlfriend and he's going to make $250,000 or $250,000,000, excuse me, $250,000,000. And his head is getting bigger. But the problem is his head's getting bigger. It's with air because that's the only thing in there is a cabbage.
Still too much cabbage. Okay, all right.
I think we're going to find that in a short time when this girlfriend says, "Who is this guy?"
Well,
I got almost as much money as him. I don't need his money. I'm a movie star, and this guy is a melon farmer. You know,
if the girlfriend stays the whole season or not.
yeah.
All right. Our last category, we got a couple minutes left. Can I get your prospective MVP for the Bills? Offense.
Okay. On the offense, the MVP, I think it's got to be Josh Allen, and I think he's going to put up, MVP numbers.
The comeback player is going to put up MVP. Okay, well, listen, I hope you're right.
Because not only is he going to come back, I mean, he's got to know that is a cabbage up there, but sooner or later somebody's got to unlock it. Or they can't continue to. This is the first year he's going to get that big money, and this is the point where they can probably get rid of that contract and somebody else will take it. And so he's going to have to put up, and I think he will, John. I think we're going to see an MVP performance out of him.
Okay. And I'm going to go with Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Stephon Diggs. He's already the 4 years they've had him. He's been essentially their best or second best player. So I'm thinking a year out of Stephon Diggs that rivals the best in the league.
All right. So now after the players we talked about, now we're going to look at the team, the offense and the defense, and say, what do we think our strength is on offense and what's our weakness on offense? And the same thing for
defense.
Defense. Do you want to do defense first, like we did defense in the?
Yeah, let's do defense first. So the strength and the weakness of the defense. Well, I hope. Well, I'm kind of picking with McDermott now calling plays. I'm going to say that the defensive backfield is the strength of the team.
John, that's exactly how I feel. That's exactly the pick I would do. You got. I think Kyrie Elam's coming into his own. You got Hyde back. You got Trey White back, and so you got four of your backfield right there. Now, I mean, so you got three out of your four veterans, and you got Kyrie Elam, who we think is, at least I think, is going to be a star. And this is his second year, and I think our secondary is going to be our strength.
Okay, so I'm going to go along with the guy who our strength. That would leave the front four unaccounted for, and I'm going to say that is actually has been for the last 4 or 5 years the weakness of the team, and I think that their dependence on guys who are young, unproven, and maybe were wrong picks. Mm-hmm. And maybe even Rousseau has led, and then in defensive tackles, they have Oliver, fine, but now they're also depending upon 3 veterans to step in, one to play next to Oliver, and as the 2 primary backups, and defensive tackles backups play quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Between those guys they're certainly veterans, they're big, they're strong, but they're retreads. Mm-hmm. They were, the prime of their careers was over. Add to that Shaq Lawson, and then a handful of guys who are unproven and haven't shown much. I would say the weakness is their defensive front, even with the great Von Miller there.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, I think the weakness is linebacker. Okay. You know, we lost Trey. I'm sorry. Tremont Edmonds. And I think that we're looking at a veteran who's been a second stringer or a special teams player. And then we've got a rookie and a last year rookie. And so I think that other teams are going to look at us and attack the linebacker position. And if they try to attack it, if we think they're going to attack with the run game, at least we can put in there Daquan Jones. We can put in Poona Ford now. You could put Shaq Lawson as an end to secure the line. And I think we have some better players to help shut down the run on the front four. But I think the linebacker position, we're going to be seeing short passes to linebackers. You and I were talking about that, and we're questioning, well, maybe they'll get that other safety involved, like the kid Rapp that they got from the Rams. And I think we're going to see some help coming to help the linebacker position. Instead of having three linebackers out there, which we never do anyway, I think instead of a fifth cornerback, we may have another safety there to try and give more strength in that linebacker area. So you have a bigger guy with like a safety.
We have 2 minutes left exactly.
Okay.
The strength and weakness for the offense.
All right, real fast. I think the strength for our defense or offense is now, I think we're going to see that the offensive line is a strength. They picked up a guard in the draft. They picked up a guard from Dallas, a good one. And we're thinking Spencer Brown is going to have a comeback season, and Deion Dawkins is always there. So Mitch Morris is there. I think that's going to turn out to be a strength for us, which has been a weakness for a while.
I'm going to basically just say the strength of the offense is Josh Allen, because he basically had offense. And the weakness, I'm going to go with the traditional route. I have picked Cook to have a good year.
Mm-hmm.
But they got nothing behind them. With Murray and Harris, they're just grasping. I don't know if they're grasping at straws or if these guys actually have a little bit left in them, but they are both well past their prime.
Yeah.
If anything were to happen to Cook, they don't have a running attack.
Mm-hmm.
So
is that your weakness?
That's my weakness. Running game.
I agree with you, Stu, that the running game is still our weakness. I haven't seen enough that they've done to secure it. I think that the Nyheim Hines going down this year today hurts a little bit, and we're going to see more passing than ever before. All right, we're almost out of time.
Hey, everybody,
all right.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome back, and let's go Bills.
Bills.